Hey there, how are you doing today? My name's Cody and I want to thank you so much for stopping by the farm today. So we are in for another fantastic day. Might be fall, but the weather is just beautiful for us. The sun is shining, the skies are blue, and yeah, there's a lot to do though. So without any further ado, let's get to work. Welcome back to the farm, everyone. I hope you're having a great day today. Like I said, my name's Cody, and I do want to thank you so much for stopping by the farm today and hanging out. And if this is your first time here, welcome. I hope you make yourself at home, feel comfortable. And yeah, today we are in the middle of some carrot harvest. So putting on a pop-up honesty stand tonight. A beautiful little twisty carrot. And so what that entails is I pull the produce in the morning, get it cleaned up during that time, and then get it out for the honesty stand for the afternoon. So just out here pulling carrots right now. This weekend, doing our big tulip sale as well. So I'm also in the background working on that. So it is a busy, busy weekend, but just getting some carrots pulled for it right now. And oh boy, that smells amazing. I really wish you guys could smell that. So when I'm up harvesting carrots, I'm not looking for anything specific. They're all at a really good maturity right now. Quite a uniform size and shape to them, so that makes it a big difference. Earlier in the season, when things are still growing, getting established, it can be a little bit hard. You see, sometimes you get little guys like this. That obviously isn't going to sell, so that can just go back to the compost there. But yeah, when I'm looking for carrots to pull, it's pretty straightforward. Just try to get a good handful of them. And fortunately, our soil is just beautiful up here, so I don't need to dig them. They just slip right out of the ground, like so, which is beautiful. Look at that, eh? Isn't that lovely? Right, now we've been growing carrots out here for, well, as long as I can remember, you know, and they've always been one of my favorite crops to grow. At least where we are, I find them to be super, super easy. They don't require much. We don't irrigate these guys at all. They're just kind of left to their own. As far as the pest pressure that we have is virtually none. I know there can be some pretty bad pests that go after these guys. Our biggest pest, you know, literally is coyotes. You know, their size is quite large, but they can also do a number on our rows if we leave them in too long, because as frost comes and touches these guys, they get sweeter. I'm still not sure why. I think it has something to do with the sugars, well, the starches or something being converted into the sugar. But anyway, yeah, so we've been pretty lucky with what we're able to grow out here with carrots. They're super easy for us. And I'm always happy with the pulls that we get. They're just beautiful. I usually get a lot of questions from people about how we grow our carrots and how we get, you know, consistent, nice uniform pulls and stuff like that. To be honest with you, I don't really have like a secret tips and tricks or anything like that. I think a lot of what we do is just quite standard and quite basic. So for carrots, you want to make sure that when you're planting them, they're spaced far enough apart so that they don't have to compete with resources. You can see here, if they have to compete, you might end up with these ones that twist up. Now these ones are good size still, but what all that means is that those two carrots now are competing for the same limited resources, so you're going to end up with two smaller carrots as opposed to one bigger carrot. Now imagine your entire crop is planted close together. You might get a lot of carrots, but they're going to be small, so if you make sure they're spaced properly when they're seeded, that'll go a long way to making sure you get a good harvest. Even in the spring after germination, I like to go through and just thin them out. So I'll go through and I'll pull any carrots that are in between some good ones, just to make sure they've got a good little bit of space between them. So again, that competition is reduced. That'll really help bulk up the carrots as well. If you're in an area where moisture is a concern, whether that's a city lot or your container growing or anything like that, definitely consider giving them enough water to be successful. Out here, I don't typically irrigate simply because there's not much competition as far as a lawn to suck up the moisture or anything like that. And we do get enough rainfall to make sure that we get good quality produce like that for sure. Something that kind of goes hand in hand with the moisture, the watering, is also the quality of the soil that you have. So our soil here is really good. It's very full of organic matter, and I find that helps to retain a lot of moisture. So any rainfall that we do get, it tends to be held in the soil, and it's made available to our crops there. Because if we have like a sandier soil where there's lots of drainage, you end up with the problem of all that moisture just running off of and out of the field. So having a good organic, now I don't mean organic in something like you know, you pay for a fancy product that has organic in the title. Organic just means for me anything that's, you know, living. So whether that's a straw mulch or wood mulch or anything like that, that's organic matter. And you add that to the soil, and that really helps increase the moisture retention, which then is made available for your carrots. If there's lots of weed competition, all that's doing is it's depriving your crop of water and nutrients and space as well. So if you have a lot of weeds in your garden, your produce won't do so well, just because they've got to compete with those plants that are usually better suited at uptaking water and nutrients anyway. So making sure we keep up on the weeding is a huge part of being successful when it comes to growing not only carrots, but anything in your garden. You'll also want to make sure that your plants are planted in nice, full sun. Most vegetables do prefer having a lot of good, bright sunlight. So if you're planting, you know, under trees or in a shaded area, your produce most likely will be stunted simply because it doesn't have access to that nice, bright light that it needs to create all of these beautiful roots. I also don't use fertilizer out here, and that confuses a lot of people, and that's okay. I don't have anything against fertilizer in any way, shape, or form. What I like to do, though, is add organic matter in the form of a good organic compost. Now, you could argue that compost in and of itself is a fertilizer, because essentially what it's doing is adding back nutrients to the soil. Compost, I find, it is a little bit slower of a process for the plants to actually be able to uptake any of those nutrients. Could take, you know, some of it, like the PK potassium, it can be available pretty quickly just because it's water soluble. Some of the other stuff, though, it can take a year or two for it to break down before it's active, or biologically active rather, for the vegetables to uptake. But if you have a good compost program and you just keep adding it regularly year over year to all of your veggie patches, slowly but surely every year your plants will get what they need from the soil, and then you don't have to spend money buying fertilizers or anything like that. So just another little thing that I do here. Well, try to keep it a closed system. So a good example, I guess, is turning all of these green leafy tops, just adding them to compost pile. It's just fantastic, good natural organic matter, breaks down, and then it's available for your plants again the following year without you having to add anything else. Look at that one pole. Isn't that just a beautiful sight, eh? There we go. I got one bucket load of a tractor full of carrots here, so I'm going to get these up to the wash station, get them washed, and then packaged for market. So let's go wash some carrots. There we go, got all the carrots bundled up and bunched. This is the last one to tie up. I'm going to bring them down to the market, get them hosed off one last time, and set up for sale. That's another big job off our list today. There we go, beautiful. there we go. We've got carrots down there. We're just gonna make a quick stop up at the cabin where the pumpkins are being stored. We'll grab those, bring them down here, get those set up. So let's get going. Okay, there we go, everyone. Everything's all set up for the honesty stand. We got our carrots pulled, we got another 60 bunches of those all ready to go, and our little pumpkins out for the honesty stand as well. So all in all, I think it was a fantastic day. Yeah, I think that's where I'm going to leave it though. So thanks so much for following along with me today. Hope you had a great time. And until next time, guys, take care and we'll see you later. Bye now.